Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady. Are we just going to tether these two now? Two exceptional quarterbacks headed to the Hall of Fame. There's a period at the end of that sentence. Do you put a question mark? I don't think so at this point, but that's one's opinion. One much sooner than the other, of course, referencing Brady. Let's see what kind of numbers Brady had through the age of 28 compared to Mahomes, which he is 28 right now. Mahomes has racked up more wins, more playoff wins, more trips to the Super Bowl, again, at 28. You name it, except for that elusive third Super Bowl ring. And he could top him for Super Bowl MVP as well. Tom Brady, of course, retired with those 7 Super Bowl rings and so many NFL records that are still so hard to keep track of. So is it too soon to put Patrick Mahomes even in the same conversation as Tom Brady, Kyle? Or a lot of shows are doing it now. It feels kind of like low-hanging fruit at this point.
I don't acknowledge other shows. I'm not sure about that, but this show, no, it's not too soon. What are we doing? Let's get into it. We're at Super Bowl number 4 now. Yeah. This is the big leagues. And what you get into, which is all kinds of fun, is you get into trajectories. Yes. This is very simple, all right? Patrick Mahomes is going to start his 4th Super Bowl. He's 28 years old. We just showed some information about that. Brady did not start his 4th Super Bowl till 30. So there you have it. That's like basically a Super Bowl Mount Rushmore right there. If you look in the bottom row, Mahomes is significantly younger. Guys, he's 5 years younger than the immortal Joe Montana getting into 4 Super Bowls. So if you want to get into the trajectory game, he's been to 4 Super Bowls in 6 years. If Mahomes were to play, let's just say 18 seasons, he's going to 12 Super Bowls. That's the math. Now,
on pace guy?
On pace. On pace guy who, when someone goes 3 for 3 for the Rockies on day 1 of the NBA season, says, oh my God, they're on pace for 800,000 hits. It's really fun. Except it's not one day, it's 6 years.
Yeah.
So, I think the banner for Brady, and there's so many, but I think if you were like, tell me about Brady's legacy with just one factoid, I would say he started 10 Super Bowls. I wouldn't even say he won 7. 10 Super Bowls is the number. And it reminds me at one point of LeBron's career.
Me and Jason both just were like, 10.
He started 10.
Unreal.
He started 10 Super Bowls. You say it out loud and you're like, is that true? He started 10. But I remember when LeBron had that quote where he's like, I'm chasing this ghost in Chicago. And everyone's like, oh, LeBron, that's kind of a cool quote. And I feel like LeBron's still chasing that ghost in Chicago. Mahomes, I don't think it's disrespectful to Brady to say, God, Mahomes is so young and so dominant. He just effortlessly shows up in these Super Bowls. And as I've said many times this week, his earliest loss in the playoff is overtime of a title game, which he's done twice. So, yeah, I think we can start to say, Mahomes, keep this up. He can. Now, there's going to be a ton of obstacles, all right? Brady won all his Patriots Super Bowls with the same coach. I don't think Patrick Mahomes' entire career is going to be with Andy Reid. I hope it is, but Andy's up there in years and Mahomes is still so young. Brady, though, also, remember, went through that long gap where he went dry, where there were 8 years where he didn't win one because he kept losing to Eli. He didn't get to one. It's hard to fathom here on January 2024 of Mahomes going 8 years without winning the Super Bowl. It's just not what he's done. So I guess my bottom line is, like, more talented passer, surrounded by the right people in terms of an organization who pays him. I can never see Mahomes derailing for any sort of contract reasons or even personal reasons. Everything is just so solid and he's so talented. If we get to 10 Super Bowls years and years and years from now, then of course, yes, we're there. And I don't think it's disrespectful or short-sighted to say, yeah, we can have that conversation now. He's been that good, that young, that fast.
And it's so fun to talk about. And you said the 10 Super Bowls, like, what measure does he have to overcome? Is it just like, all right, he has to win 8 and it doesn't matter how many he gets to, or is it, no, you have to get to more Super Bowls? And you look at it, and of course, it's okay to have this conversation. You have to, because you can look at through age 28, you can look at through 6 seasons, whatever comparisons you want to have. Mahomes' numbers are right there and better than Tom Brady's at a lot of them. Now, the game is a lot different than when Tom Brady was first
here we go.
So Mahomes came in 2018, took the league by storm, 50 touchdowns, and all of those different numbers. Passing has changed somewhat, but you look at Mahomes, and to your point, the hardest thing is going to be you have to continue to do it. Right now, he is on an amazing trajectory. So many things have to go the right way for him to continue to have it. But as you start to compare these guys, the whole time Brady was in New England, everybody used to talk about it. Every time he was getting ready to go into a contract year or something surrounding that, it was like, well, Brady took a team-friendly deal to get the rest of the guys to stay on the team. Mahomes, a few years ago, it was the same exact thing, and there was the comparisons to Brady and that nature. But Tyreek Hill leaves. They still are able to win. I think you have to have this conversation. But unless he's able to continue to do it, it doesn't matter. Yes, Mahomes is a Hall of Famer no matter what. But when you talk about the GOAT, Is it just rings, though? Because you mentioned LeBron James chasing the ghost of Michael Jordan. There are people right now that say LeBron James is the greatest to ever do it on the basketball court, and I don't know that he'll ever surpass Michael Jordan when it comes to championships, at finals MVPs or anything like that. So for Mahomes, does he have to win 8 Super Bowls, or could he win 5 and still look at this and say, you know what, he is the greatest of all time? You look at what he was able to do with the guys around him, the passing numbers, all of that goes into play. I don't know that he even has to surpass Tom Brady in the amount of Super Bowl rings to be considered the greatest.
What an honor and a compliment to Patrick Mahomes for even having this segment that we're talking about.
Yeah.
What does he need to do to be the greatest player of all time? We saw that graphic. I see Bradshaw and Montana. I'm like, well, they were pretty darn good too. And yet, there's no debate right now. It's Brady. One of the cool things that Brady did in his career was there was almost 2 chapters and then a third. So you had the early years where the defense was really the engine and it was Belichick and Brady was incredible and his receivers were Troy Brown and David Patton and David Givens and they won 3 Super Bowls. Then there's this second chapter where they're like, all right, let's load up with all this talent with Randy Moss and Wes Welker, where they didn't win. And then with that next chapter, it's Gronk and Edelman and Amendola, and they do win. And then he has the Tampa chapter. We're just in chapter 1 of Patrick Mahomes' career.
Like Kelsey chapter.
Kelsey's going to retire at some point.
Yeah.
And then we got to see what Mahomes does next.
True.
And Andy Reid's going to retire at some point, I think.
I think this is chapter 2. Tyreek's gone.
Tyreek was chapter 1?
The enemy's gone. Like, I think that was chapter 1.
This is maybe the start of chapter 2?
Yes.
Or was last year the start of chapter 2 with Tyreek gone?
I think last year was the start of chapter 2. Tyreek was a massive part of it.
Okay, because
So
I
we're
think he and
2.
Kelsey with these records that they're breaking Gronk and Brady's and they're breaking Jerry Rice's records. I think once Kelsey steps away, that's chapter 2
Who's
for
the next
me.
guy?
And then that's how long Brady's career was and how historic Brady's career was. There were still 2 more chapters to it. So longevity does matter to me. 10 Super Bowl appearances does matter.
Say it again, 10.
Mahomes, there has been no bigger champion of Patrick Mahomes this side of Nick Wright than me. I think it's like, Mahomes has been everything for the last 5-6 years on this show, and I've been riding that train. I can't put him in the Brady conversation yet. And I don't think anybody in the Brady camp would be insulted by Mahomes even being brought up. He's been that good and that classy, to your point.